People often say that time changes everything. But the truth is that people change long before time does. One of the most painful experiences you can go through is watching someone pretend to forget you, even when you know deep inside that they remember everything. They know your smile, your words, your habits, and even the little things you once shared. Yet, they act like none of it ever mattered. Why do people do this? The psychology behind pretending to forget someone is deeper than it seems. When someone pretends to forget you, it's usually not about memory at all, it's about emotions. People don't forget easily. The brain is wired to hold on to meaningful connections. Memories tied to strong emotions, whether love, pain, or betrayal, are some of the hardest to erase. So when someone suddenly acts like you don't exist, it often means they are trying to suppress emotions they cannot handle. Instead of dealing with them, they put up a wall, acting as though you are nothing more than a shadow of the past. This is a defense mechanism, and it says more about them than about you. Sometimes people pretend to forget you because remembering hurts too much. They may have loved you, cared for you, or shared a bond that once felt unbreakable. But when life shifts, when misunderstandings grow, or when feelings change, holding on to those memories becomes painful. Forgetting, or at least acting like they've forgotten, is their way of protecting themselves from the weight of emotions they don't want to carry anymore. It's easier to say, "I don't remember," than to say, "I still feel the pain." Other times, people pretend to forget you because guilt consumes them. Maybe they did something wrong. Maybe they left you when you needed them the most. Or maybe they betrayed the trust you once gave them so freely. Remembering you means remembering their mistakes. And most people don't want to face that mirror. By pretending to forget, they avoid the reality of what they've done. It's not you they're running away from, it's themselves. There are also people who pretend to forget you simply because you no longer serve their interests. Harsh as it sounds, human behavior is often influenced by convenience. When you are useful, when you bring joy, support, or benefit into their lives, you are remembered daily. But when you no longer fit their needs, some people act like you never existed. This doesn't mean you were unimportant, it means they never valued you the way they should have. Their forgetfulness is a reflection of their character, not your worth. Psychologically, pretending to forget someone can also be a sign of emotional immaturity. Mature people face conversations, closure, and the reality of what they feel. But immature people hide behind silence. Instead of acknowledging your presence, they erase you from their narrative as if that makes everything easier. What they don't realize is that pretending doesn't erase the truth. It only buries it temporarily. And buried truths always find their way back. For some, pretending to forget is about control. It's a silent message meant to make you feel invisible, insignificant, or unworthy. They know you will notice their coldness, and that's exactly the point. By acting like you don't exist, they hope to hold power over your emotions. This kind of behavior is manipulative, and it reveals their need to dominate rather than their actual ability to forget. But here's the important truth. People never truly forget the ones who touched their lives in meaningful ways. The mind is not designed to delete. It is designed to store. Every laugh you shared, every late-night conversation, every argument, every tear, those moments live inside them, whether they admit it or not. So when they pretend to forget you, remember that it is just that, pretending. If you've ever been on the receiving end of this, you know how it feels. You start questioning yourself. Did I really matter? Was everything just an illusion? Why is it so easy for them to move on? But the truth is, it wasn't easy for them either. People who pretend to forget often battle with silent wars inside their heads. They replay the moments, they feel the emotions, and then they put on a mask of indifference. It's not because you are because remembering you is unforgettable. And that is exactly what they are trying to hide. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how the ones who pretend the most are often the ones who once cared the deepest? The stronger the bond, the harder it is to truly let go. That's why pretending becomes their tool. They think that by erasing you on the outside, they will erase you on the inside. But the heart doesn't work that way. You don't forget people by ignoring them. You simply carry them silently in the corners of your memory. In life, you will meet people who never stop talking about you. People who silently miss you, and people who act like you never existed. Don't be fooled by the last group. Silence is not absence, and forgetfulness is not always truth. Some people avoid your name because it still stirs something inside them. They avoid your presence because being near you still reminds them of what they lost. Pretending to forget you is their way of admitting that they can't. And if you are the one being forgotten, here's what you need to remember. Your worth is not measured by someone else's memory. Whether they acknowledge you or not, whether they admit your impact or bury it in silence, you mattered. Your presence changed something in their life, even if they never confess it. People may pretend, but reality is not erased by pretense. At the end of the day, pretending to forget is just another mask humans wear. It's an attempt to hide pain, guilt, immaturity, or indifference. But the deeper truth remains. Memories don't vanish, they only hide. You cannot control who chooses to remember you and who chooses to pretend otherwise. What you can control is how you carry yourself despite it. Stand firm in the knowledge that being forgotten by someone doesn't make you forgettable. It only reveals their inability to face the truth. So the next time someone pretends to forget you, don't take it as a reflection of your value. Take it as a reflection of theirs. People pretend to forget when remembering is too heavy, too painful, or too real. But you, your story, your presence, your impact remain etched in their memory, whether they show it or not. Because the truth is, people don't really forget, they only pretend.